Mac, how are your long arms doing this week? Before we start the show, I just wanted to check. Are they warm? Are they swaddled?
They are appropriately long, is what they are. That's for sure. Yeah. And how are your nuts, man?
You know what? They are hugged, snugger than a bug in a rug, and they're comfy, and they breathe, and they smell good, and that's thanks to Mack Weldon. You remember Mack Weldon, right, Mac?
Yeah, it's like my name, but with a Weldon on it.
Yeah, our old buddies Mack Weldon. They sell underwear, they sell long arm shirts, they sell hoodies.
Long arm shirts.
They got all the stuff you want.
Yeah.
And if you want to be like Culkin over here with just gorgeous long arms, or me with comfortable junk, go to MackWeldon.com and get 20% off your purchase using the promo code BUNNY.
How do you spell that?
BUNNY.
There you go.
Yeah, go to Mack Weldon.
Yeah, go for it. Get your arms longed and your junk swaddled.
Thank you, Mack Weldon.
Thanks, Mack Weldon, for the free stuff.
Bind me, gag me, take me to the bunny ranch. People dying, kill me in the packing house. Even you.
Sega.
A New Hope.
What
What do we do in terms of? Has there been a fourth Chipmunks movie yet? Do we need
some kind of chip witch?
Yeah. Do we need to create the terminology for what a fourth would be? Chip-elegy? What was the fourth Alien movie? Oh. Resurrection. So we got to we switch from we go Squeakle, Chipwrecked, Resurrection. This is Bunny Ears, by the way.
Bunny Ears podcast.
You are
Mr. Macaulay McClucklin.
McClarky Knocklin. I am Matt Cohen, and we are joined once again by popular demand. You guys asked for it. Warren, you did a good job. Our buddy Stu's back.
Hey, how's
Stu
it
Miller,
going, everybody?
everyone.
Hey, Stuart P. Miller from
Columbus,
Ohio.
And where'd you go
don't forget to look him up on social media.
Where'd you go to school again?
I went to PCS.
No, college.
Oh, to Wesleyan University.
Yeah, look him up, guys. Stalk him. Ship him with whoever you want.
Yeah.
Those of you who have sent me random Facebook friend requests, please stop that.
Please stop. Actually, whatever you do, do not do that.
To be fair,
Please.
Warren, which is if you're new to the show, Warren is what we refer to as the listeners. Of course, a group of bunnies. As Warren knows, we're recording this way in advance, so you getting we all know that it's wishful thinking.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, there's wishful thinking.
No illusions here. It's 1:30 a.m. actually. Like in my apartment.
You are probably,
also too.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we're wearing bunny ears in my living room.
We all here's complete candor. We all just took a nap from like 9:45 p.m. to like midnight. Mm-hmm. And got back up to podcast.
We ate hot dogs. We woke up.
we all did order hot dogs at like 11:30.
Yeah. Watched some South Park and some Simpsons.
I showed them images of that thing, Gable, that I was eating.
Yeah, that he talked about in the last episode. Yeah, if you guys want an insight into our lives, it's like we woke up, ate a hot dog, talked about what this episode would be, and then decided to quote Simpsons for a half hour.
Then watch
which
Simpsons.
led to watching Simpsons, which then led to watching South Park, and which now leads to podcasting.
And then screaming goat videos on YouTube also.
Yeah, there was a minute.
Just as a little dessert.
And surprise llamas.
We did do
surprise
llamas and screaming goats, and now we are here to podcast. So it all worked out.
So
guys.
here we go. We're being honest.
We're clearly inspired by all the things that we watched tonight. So we were going to do something different on this episode, in the tradition of always switching it up and not ever committing to anything in our lives.
Just doing stuff. Just doing stuff.
We thought we'd... so with the launch of the website, which we don't know what it's called, and it might be called bunnyears.com.
Denver Broncos.
One of the things that we all talked about, like a common interest of ours, is like lists. We're big into like... Top 10 Chris Jericho finishers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'll be honest. I think there's only 2, but it's just the lion.
No, he had a zillion of them.
It's just the lion salt is 1 through 7.
The lion tamer.
Rather.
He had the code breaker. Then he had the flexing his muscles and pinning him with his foot.
Oh yeah,
which never
bad
worked.
Guy Jericho.
Yeah, bad guy Jericho.
So we thought we would do a list episode. We didn't even think. What are we calling this?
What is top 3 lists?
It's a great name, too.
Some top 3s. Some top 3s, maybe.
Some top 3s, maybe. So welcome to the first
I'm not the creative one here.
He's the beauty. Bronze brain beauty. So we thought we would. So we're
Face
doing the
perfect
first
for
ever edition
podcast.
of that. So what we did was we all sat down. We went around in a circle, the three of us, and we all came up with a topic each.
Jerked each other off.
Jerked each other off. Well, I mean, it's implied we were in a circle.
Of course. That's. I mean,
Someone
said that.
Someone had to eat that cookie. It's like Chekhov's gun.
Yeah.
You don't put a cookie in the middle of three healthy young virile lads.
Unless it comes up at the climax.
Yeah.
I try to bite my tongue so much too. Like we're jerking each other off. But go on.
So we all came up. We came up with 10 subjects, and we gave ourselves 5 minutes to think of 3 favorite Sneed subjects. So an example that we didn't use would be like superheroes, and then we would go around and we would each give our top 3.
Yeah, and we wrote them all down, like kind of thing. We don't know what's written on these things. We don't even know if we even finished these lists.
But you know what we do finish?
Even I don't know if I finished my list yet.
But we do finish each other's.
Sickle cell anemia.
I was saying sickle cell anemia too.
Harry Dean Stanton. I was off. All right. So let's just go through
on
it.
the trolley, bro.
Let's just jump into it, gang. What are we calling this segment again? It is 1:45 in the morning.
Top 3 list, maybe.
Top 3 list of stuff, maybe. Part 1. The beginning. Episode chapter 1. The Squeakquel.
Episode 4.
And we won't tell you who came up with the topic for fairness to each other, so there's no judgment.
Just we'll blame Stu.
Street signs. Our top 3 favored street signs.
Yeah.
Let's go 3, and we'll go around and 2 and around. And we'll discuss a little
Sure,
bit. Stu, what did you have for your number 3?
My number 3 is left lane is for passing. How do people not know that the left lane is for passing? And how is it that those signs are out and people still stay in the fucking left lane? Sorry, I'll refrain from using bad language.
And what happens? What happens if
we
they're
tell people to suck dick at the end of every
go
episode?
fuck yourself, bro. What the hell are you talking about?
The word "fuck" is
shit, man.
We're gonna get canceled,
Dude,
bro.
I was doing that for you. I thought you were trying to curb your sailor talk.
No, I'm fine with cursing. I just don't want to get into like my favorite serial killers, which we're actually gonna do later. So there we go. So yours is the no passing on the left.
What happens if you are in the left lane?
No, left lane is for passing. You're not supposed to be in the left lane unless you are passing.
What do you mean? That's the fast lane.
You're only supposed to use it for passing. It's the fast lane because of the fact that you're passing
I
other
live
cars.
in the left lane.
Yeah, you're the problem.
But I'm passing every car.
Okay, then that's fine.
Keep that in mind.
I'm also.
There is the New York,
pedals
and
on the
again,
ground.
I didn't drive till I moved to LA. Actually, I didn't get my license till I was like 24. But I guess somehow the New Yorkers still came through in me of like, oh, if there's a car in front of me, I need to get in front of that. It's a video game driving for me.
Yeah.
Making moves, man. So what's great about this, I just realized too, is we will all have different interpretations of what these categories might even mean.
Yep.
Because I wrote Stoner Court. I thought we meant street names.
Like street names.
Like street signs, like on the corner. Like,
Oh my goodness.
So mine is Stoner
That works.
Court.
It's a valid
Because
interpretation.
It's a real place that existed in Long Island. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what about like that reminds me of what's your porn name?
Sure.
It's a street. It's your first pet in the street you grew up on.
I always heard it as your middle name in the street you grew up on.
That's what I heard too.
See, no, I always knew it was your first pet.
What was your porn name?
Platt Cassingham.
That's not bad. What was yours?
Mike Second Avenue.
That one worked. I always thought mine was good. Alexander Summit.
Oh, there you go.
That kind of works as a porn name. It's alliterative.
I always liked Mike Second Avenue. It's like Joey Numbers.
I'm the New York porn guy.
Yeah, exactly.
What was your number 3, dude?
Number 3, I'd put. Some of mine are a little generic. I don't know. There's something about the word yield that I like. I just always like the word yield.
It is a
And we
word
play-
you don't hear in other contexts.
You don't really hear it in any other context, and
Science, bro.
And it's also it's amazing when you play the alphabet game. When you're driving, we have to find like the words outside, like
Sure.
like,
That's
like
your
A,
Y.
B, and that is a go-to Y. So I have an affection for it.
All right. Stu, number 2.
Number 2, I had
Keep rapid fire
I
this
had
shit.
unload here.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah.
Oh, see, if I had got what you guys were going for, I would have had a totally different one. So mine was, it is the street sign for Center Guy in Shibuya, Tokyo, because it makes me happy that I am there and I see it.
And it says Center Guy.
It's the name of the street, yeah. So Guy, G-A-I, means street, and that is the center street.
It's just the center guy. You know?
they got a weird-
like Stu is sitting between us. You're the center guy.
Center guy.
Their street names are weird, and like the numbering. So the numbering in Japan, at least in the major major cities is it's not based in the order of like you're next to house 19, so you're house 20. It's based on when that building was built.
I think you told me that the first time we met.
So there's, God damn it! All right, I'm running out of stories.
Keep going.
No, so there's literally no way to know where you're fucking going in Japan. Like you can show Japanese people an address and they go like, yeah, this doesn't mean.
Yeah, no.
anything
Imagine
to
being
me.
a mailman there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
do
GPS.
often.
Yeah, I do. I am right now.
That's where I see myself in 5 years.
Hey, put your hands on the table.
What was your number 2, Mac?
Oh gosh, what did I put? I think I only got 2 on this one. I could have doubled back. I just wrote any mile marker.
I used to count those as a
Me
kid
too.
on road trips.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I used to
Yeah.
love like just watching like just the numbers go up or down, which I'm doing on the drive, and I could really pass like the time. It helped me learn how long a mile was, and it's also just it's like counting sheep.
My parents were pretty good about. I'd be like, "When do we get there? What number are we there at?" And they would they'd figure out how many miles away we were. So I would be able to count down because as a kid, you have you're just in a car forever.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep.
Like, we're never getting out of this car.
Yeah.
I have no way of gauging distance. I only know 5 miles from our house, and we are now not there.
It's like it's counting down like a bomb.
Another funny, real quick one. When I was a little kid, my way of measuring time on like we used to drive to Atlantic City a lot. And I would go, how far away are we? And how many Urkels away are we?
How many Urkels?
How many leagues?
It was Urkels because I knew that a TV show was a half an hour.
Oh wow! Yep.
And Urkel was for some reason my go-to show. So if we were
Matters.
I only called it Urkel.
Okay.
If we were an hour and a half away, my parents would be like, "We're 3 Urkels away," and I would go like, "Oh, I can deal with it."
Is that Jaleel White?
It's Jaleel White.
Yeah.
Still alive.
Sonic
Still
the
alive. People
Hedgehog.
do. Like yeah.
Yeah, he's on a TV show right now.
No, I know. It's one of those things. I actually had a bet with a guy in Vegas where he was like, "Oh no, Jaleel White's dead." I go, "No, he's not." And like it was a prop bet, and I'm like, so we looked it up on the phone, and he was like, and obviously he's still alive,
won.
and I won, and he refused to pay me, which I don't care, but he also just refused to think that Jaleel White was actually still alive, despite like 9 other people.
I was at
at the table. Like,
I was at a concert in Manhattan once, and I forget the context, but I was talking to someone about Peter Tosh, and we were debating on what year he died in, and some fucking dude walks up behind us, and he was like,
was it Peter Tosh?
"No, I wish." he was like, "Yo, Peter Tosh isn't dead," and we were like, "Oh no, he's definitely been dead for like probably a few decades at this point." And the kid goes, "Don't you fucking wish that on him?" And he walked away.
He probably thought it was the host of Tosh.0.
Yeah.
He probably thought it was Daniel Tosh.
Is that kid's name? It's not Josh Tosh.
No, yeah. Oh gosh, his parents dropped the ball there.
Number 1 street sign, Stu. Sorry, whoa.
Oh,
I don't know why I called you Will.
That's all right. Fair enough.
Warren
That's coming later.
Beatty.
Yeah.
I put look out ahead. Every time I see that,
Yeah.
I always think of Far Side, where like it says look out ahead, and then they go up the cliff, and it just says look out, and it's just a drop off.
I've always wanted to play this grammar Nazis game where I run around correcting street signs like grammar or messing with it, like and kind of like look out, comma ahead, like just like
Look out, semicolon, ahead, exclamation
yeah,
point.
exactly ahead.
Look
Also,
out,
too.
comma a space.
Yeah,
head.
that's what I mean.
exactly.
Ahead. What's on the road ahead? What's on the road ahead?
My number 1 was Weed Street because I'm a stereotype.
Weed Street.
And you didn't have a number 1, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I think it's funny that you
I
had
double back.
a 2 and a 3, but you didn't get a number 1.
Well, I only had that. I just
In theory, you only had a 1 and a 2.
yeah.
No.
but
there was
also-
no top one. He didn't
so
like the other
technically,
two.
I don't have a favorite apparently.
Our number 2 category is roller coasters.
Oh yeah, gosh, this one's gonna be a rough one for me.
So
us.
I haven't been to an amusement park in a while. All of mine are at Cedar Point. I'm going to start out with the Corkscrew.
Just bust them all out. Yeah, this sort of thing. Corkscrews is number 3. What's
Corkscrew's
number 2?
number 3, Iron Dragon is number 2, and Demon Drop is number 1. All of these, if you are familiar with Cedar
Ohio
Point,
locals popping right now.
these are all roller coasters that nobody goes on anymore, but they're still there because now they're considered lame.
This is that moment in the show. It's like at the Bruce Springsteen concert where he mentions like hanging out in Cherry Grove, and everyone
That's only 5 miles from my house.
You just fucking made all of like northern Ohio cream their jeans.
Yeah. Australia, we lost.
Find
All of
it
South
interesting you went
America.
with Cherry Grove.
Is that in Ohio?
No.
Oh,
We'll get into that later.
We got
on your list.
Don't we have Youngstown? Right, we got Youngstown.
We got Youngstown.
Yeah. We lost Australia and South America, but we got Youngstown.
My number 3 are, funnily enough, we're all hacks and only name the theme parks we live near. My number 3 one was I did an alpine roller coaster thing in Germany that was simultaneously the most dangerous and the most fun. It was one of those like.
Wait, we all only did roller coasters that we've gone to? And you're picking one from Germany?
Yeah, but I've been on it.
All right, just checking. Go ahead.
I'm trying to corner the German market, bro.
I've been to the continent, you know. And then if anyone's been to
on my year abroad.
Yeah, if anyone's been to Six Flags Magic Mountain in California, there's a ride called Tatsu, which is a flying roller coaster. So
that was what the Iron Dragon was.
Oh, is it a flying one?
Yeah,
I love those.
Where you're kind of pointed downward, kind
you're
of thing.
pointed
Like your belly's
straight,
facing the ground.
You're like Superman.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And my number 1
funny.
favorite is at Magic Mountain. Now there was a ride called Colossus that was a dueling wooden roller coaster. So it was 2 tracks next to each other. And they
Cedar Point, it's called the Gemini.
All right. Yeah. that was on your list too.
You guys have so much in common.
Have the same list at different amusement parks, except for my douchey German thing to be like, I've been to Germany. So they took Colossus and they turned it into something called Twisted Colossus now, which is like a metal wooden hybrid, and it is so fucking fast that I literally blacked out on it. And the best thing is like a buddy of mine was like, "Hey man, I blacked out on that ride," and I was like, "Pussy," and then I called him and I was like, "Yeah, so I just blacked out on that ride. I think you're supposed to black out on it." For like a half second, I just felt like my body get real tingly, and I was like, "Oh, here we go." And so that's my one, Mack McLaughlin.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I only really actually have one real roller coaster.
Hit us
on here.
We can do joke shit.
No. Because I don't really. I mean, I like roller coasters. I just don't remember the name of them because I don't like them that much. So like what I have not Superman. I hate that one.
Yeah, the launch one.
Yeah, I don't know. It goes over. It goes like I just remember it was we went to Six Flags over here in Jersey and
Great Adventure,
and it was it was showed up like at opening and the whole kind of thing. First thing we rode on, I had bloodshot eyes for the rest of the day. It was not like it was the first one we went on, and it was just it hurt me.
Awesome.
So yeah, so not any.
That's your
just
only...
not Superman. Yeah. Then I have the Central Park Carousel.
Zoo.
Yeah, it's a big fan. And then I wrote down the place on the Matterhorn where the guy got decapitated. Which I've gone with like a tour guide kind of thing, and they're like, and they'll actually. They're down. They'll actually tell you like some of their like secrets and stuff like that. And I just said they would ride the rides with you, and I said you have to point out the exact spot, and and so we were on the ride, and the person, the tour guide sitting in front of us goes right here.
I'll do you one better if you guys ever come to Disneyland with me. I will show you. Speaking of decapitations,
well, Disney's head. You're gonna show us that
the craziest accident in theme park history happened at Disneyland in California. And so, are you familiar with the Mark Twain, the big steamboat they have at the parks? They have it at Disney World and
the
Disneyland.
Huckleberry Finn or whatever.
Well, not the paddle boat,
boat,
the big steamboat, like the big actual. Oh, you're right, the riverboat with like
with the big turbine,
with the big one, right?
Yeah.
So it was moored. They moor it when it's not moving. They moor it with steel cables at the dock, right? And for some reason, the tension was too high, and one of the steel cables snapped. And it just went whoosh through a crowd, and it cut a man's head off in front of his entire family.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the opening?
Wasn't even on a ride.
You ever watch the movie Ghost Ship? Because I've only seen the opening scene, really, but it's like that.
That exact.
It just cuts a whole group of people in half, like with a metal wire. That snaps.
Some film director was like, "We can profit from this. I'll put it at the beginning of my movie."
I'll call it Ghost Ship.
Yeah, the director of Ghost Ship was in the crowd as a child that day at Disneyland.
He was the only one going, yes.
Was the newt of Disneyland.
He called it. No, it was his cousin, and he was like, "Hey, it's your cousin. The cousin of the guy who was the director of Ghost Ship. You know that decapitation you've been looking for? Well, listen to this." We're the best and worst people, guys.
Actually, they're going to realize how much of the worst we are with
our category number
the next
3.
one. Even
what is it, Mac?
It's called top 3 maybe diseases.
There's no maybe. It's just top 3 diseases.
Well, it's just what the list is.
You
That's the name of the list.
You tried to soften it.
No, it's just the name of our list.
Okay.
Show. The top 3 maybe.
Yeah, our top 3 diseases.
So it's diseases. Yeah, our favorite
go.
diseases.
What's your number 3?
What's your favorite disease?
My favorite disease, number 3 was 24-hour stomach flu.
Why?
I've had it before.
And you like it?
Because you're familiar with it.
I got a 24-hour stomach flu starting at 9 o'clock on Christmas morning. It was awful.
Well, why is it your 3rd favorite disease then?
I think I only use diseases that I've actually
don't
had.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. See, for me, I went Benjamin Button disease.
Wow, nice. Reverse progeria.
It's fun, yeah. I get to see the world from the other side.
The fucking Benjamin Button disease.
Yeah, everyone knows that one. What'd you put, Mac, for your number 3?
My 3rd favorite is the clap. Just because I like saying gonorrhea and I like saying the clap. And it's one of those STDs that is like you just need a couple antibiotics and it's
you
fine.
take a pill and you're done.
you're fine.
It's scary.
Like,
Bad night, but
but yeah. And plus I just like saying gonorrhea.
What's your number 2, Stu?
Number 2, I had cold virus.
What?
just a cold.
Here's my thing on the cold virus. It is the most basic disease, and yet we still can't figure out how to beat it.
Right? Yeah. I mean, we've been to the moon.
Exactly.
Actually, we've been to the moon before we actually put wheels on luggage. That's a fact, Jack.
What was you just had to lift it up and carry it?
Yeah, like an old suitcase.
Back
like
in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Whoa. What the fuck?
My number 2 was, I don't know if this is the right word for it, and I know it's not a disease, but it's sudden accent syndrome. There's that thing that's happened. I've seen documentaries
I've
where
heard
people
this.
get into like really horrific concussive injuries, and they wake up and they're suddenly speaking a foreign accent.
Good day, mate. Put another shrimp on the barbie.
or know a foreign language. Even a lot of
I've
the
heard of
time.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like when you hear somebody else with a foreign accent
And it
and then
makes
you
you
just
sick.
imitate it.
You mean the Lindsay Lohan, Elijah Wood, Madonna?
You not know the Lindsay Lohan one?
No.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, I know.
I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, so she last year she got very involved in Turkish politics.
Yeah, and she's living in Abu Dhabi
I
or
believe
something
she converted to like Orthodox Turkish, whatever that religion is. But she is now a citizen of the world. So her accent went from a girl who grew up in like Glen Cove, Long Island, or wherever the fuck she's from, to like, hello, my name is Lindsay. I want to help all the people.
It's all over the place.
It's like
it's all over.
It is
It's neither here
stalling
nor
and-
there.
It's stalling and weird and.
Oh my
sometimes
gosh,
she-
I have
yeah,
got to
like,
YouTube
It's
this.
kind of Britishy, kind of Middle Eastern,
but like lilting and like a little gypsy-ish.
yeah. All of a sudden, she's a Romani. You know. Yeah.
My other favorite one, and I always talk shit about this, but I might be. It's Christopher Nolan, because if you've ever heard his brother talk,
Christopher Nolan disease?
no, no, it's Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan speaks in a British accent, and his brother, who is like 2 years younger than him, just talks like a guy from Chicago, and I'm like, I don't get the split on that.
Yeah, like when Madonna was married to Guy Ritchie, kind of like
She became British.
Yeah, all of a sudden she was British.
Fakey British. Is
Yeah,
like what I like
exactly.
to call it.
Yeah. I think like Elijah Wood had like a hint of that once or twice, you know. But also, I lived in London for a year, and like
Sure.
I did start calling the elevator a lift. I started calling apartments flats.
Flats. You do that. You do the flat thing.
I do the flat thing.
I've heard you say
I'm
flatmate.
I go to the continent. Yeah. Petrol.
You go down to Tesco's, guys, and grab some fags. We're allowed to say that, by the way. I mean cigarettes.
oh, yeah.
What is your number 2, sir?
Oh, it's cancer. Just cancer. I was in bed with
about that one too.
I was in bed with my lady friend, and we were actually watching Top Chef, and there was an episode where like the cancer survivor, she was and she actually ended up winning the challenge, and it was like, wow, she's so lucky she has cancer, like just like and
That just helped her.
Tumors 2 ways. Did she use turmeric?
There's a sketch in the new season of with Bob and David, so like the sequel to Mr. Show that came out a year ago, and it's they're on a cooking competition, and the first person up, they're like, let's meet all the contestants, and the first person house had burnt down, and like their kids were homeless, and they really just wanted to win because it was for their family, and the second girl was deaf. And the third guy was just like, oh, fuck.
Oh, I
so
saw
he just tried to invent tragedies to make people feel better, like worse for him. You know what I mean?
So yes,
Number 3 disease, Stu.
Number 1.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Number 1.
the third one we're doing. How about that?
So I went Lyme disease.
Okay. You had Lyme disease?
I've had it 3 times. It sucked.
Wow, you have to check your hairline for ticks next time, bro. Like for reals.
That's why I shaved my head, dude.
I know, right?
That's the reason?
No, not
Oh,
really.
okay. You can blame it on that.
Yeah, it's key Lyme disease.
You're like, I told my DNA to stop growing hair on the top of my head to protect me from. Hey, man, me too, bro. Me too. I was real afraid of Lyme disease. Jason Statham, Bruce Willis, all terrified of Lyme disease. There's no other reason we shaved our heads, guys.
Aliens 3.
My
kinda
number
like,
one
thanks,
disease,
Ripley.
and I haven't had it, but priapism. And I know it's not a disease.
What's priapism?
It's when you get a boner that won't go away.
Oh, okay.
That's the if you have an erection lasting more than 8 hours.
So it's a cock ring disease, pretty
Anything
much.
under 8 hours is apparently a healthy boner. Like if you're hard for 7.5 hours, don't worry about it. But if it hits 8 hours, go to the emergency room.
Like, gosh, jeez,
I think 20 minutes I would go to the emergency room.
You just go to like lemonparty.com, and I think that'll take care of it.
Jesus Christ.
I would think that your girlfriend or wife would want to take, advantage of that situation. If she's got like
My
7
girlfriend
or,
in life?
eight
You mean your right hand? You mean Judy, my right hand?
You mean my dog Helmut? We've discussed this. In other episodes.
we just talked about
I'm
this.
so alone in the world, ladies. Camel Toad on Insta. DM.
just
slide
throw it out there.
slide in those DMs.
Swipe right.
Hey, I know Macaulay Culkin.
Use it, baby.
What is your number one disease, man?
For some reason, I just have lots of hepatitis jokes. So
Okay.
it's my go-to.
A,
kind of
B, or C?
And an E. There actually is an E.
There's no D?
There's no D, and they cut straight to E from everything I know. I watch House, and kind of just like whenever you share a glass or something like that, kind of like, you take a sip of mine or something like that. Don't worry, we all have the same hepatitis here, don't we? And just like
We all live in New
hey,
York.
do you have hepatitis? Well, you do now. And just I don't know. For some reason, I hepatitis is just a go-to. Just so,
Very nice.
And I
All right.
had to pick something.
So you hear that hepatitis? If you're looking to sponsor a podcast, jump on. Our number 4th category was holiday mascots.
Yeah, I could only really come up with 2, so
You're the one who came up with the category.
Hey, privacy.
Sorry.
don't expose me. So I just threw Santa in, like nothing exciting.
All right, fair enough. Hey, go with the standards, man. Everyone likes them.
Well, since we're bunny ears, I did Easter bunny.
Okay.
So boom, that was just I wanted to get that out of the way.
I did Hanukkah Harry
Nice.
to represent my
Nice.
people, and
That's
also
what I
'cause
was
it's
looking
not a real.
for.
It's not a real thing.
Loves it.
That's all right. I've got one of those for my number
Okay.
1.
What's your number 2?
Number 2, I had Washington and Lincoln.
That's nice. I love that. Washington and
Way
Lincoln.
to think outside the box.
I like that. I know. I was trying to figure out that one, like something like that, and okay, you found it. You beat me
they
to it.
advertise car sales every President's Day.
It's freaking gorgeous. I love that one.
Mine was keeping in the same vein, incidentally, and I'm not even sure he's a holiday mascot or what he does. Uncle Sam?
But yeah,
I know he was born on the 4th.
Memorial Day.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah,
4th of July.
right?
Yeah.
Also selling cars.
Yeah, you know what? All of our favorite holiday mascots are. And I'll be honest, Hanukkah Harry probably has a used car lot. To
be honest, if we want to go there,
He's also my uncle.
Yeah, exactly. I have Mr. Hanky.
Nice, the Christmas.
nice.
Yeah, Christmas food. Like just like we had some South Park, so we were like, watching South Park as a background radiation while we
A
wrote
little
these.
amuse-bouche for the podcast.
Yeah, to amuse our bouche.
Very nice. What was your number 1?
My number 1, and this is for you, Leap Year William.
So what's that one from?
That's from 30 Rock.
Oh gosh, okay, I must have.
Awesome. My number 1, and shout out to friend of the show, Mike Doherty, is the Krampus, because I'll tell you why. Halloween is my favorite holiday by far, right? Because growing up a Jewish kid, Christmas is tough. It really is.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, I will pull the veil down. We want in, right? You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Like it's pretty great.
Yeah.
It's all the things.
The
It's
pine
TV
smells
shows.
great,
Yeah,
and
it's
there's
like
lots of movies
celebration.
about it.
So in the last few years, I was like,
No good ones.
Yeah, exactly. Not a single good one
so
that I
just
can
like
think of.
you guys will get this, because I am Jewish, right? Technically.
Wait, you're Jewish?
I've never had a
I'm outta here.
I've never had a Christmas tree, and I know that sounds.
Really?
See, you say really, but why would I? It's not my religion.
I'm saying really because
Because you're eating pork right now.
even as somebody who has Christmas every year, we still have like Hanukkah candles out.
Menorah.
There's
Thank
always,
you.
I think there's. Thank you, buddy.
Told you I'm half Jewish.
Hanukkah.
Chanukah.
There's a weird thing, I think, because like we've been the minority for like whatever thousands of years. There's like don't like other religions things because like then we're gonna go away. Like
Right.
Our Hanukkah. So in the sense that like I've always wanted to have a Christmas tree, but I've always felt some kind of weird.
Betrayal.
Yes, 1,000%.
Yeah,
I think of like the Holocaust and all of those guys like standing.
How
at
would
the
you
gate
feel
saying,
about a surprise Christmas tree? Which is all of a sudden like just like I show up at your door.
Well, guess
with an
what
8-foot
we've got
tree.
for you.
Check under your seats. Check under your seats,
So
folks.
actually, the last 2 years,
You're getting Christmas.
and you're
again.
getting a Christmas tree. And you get a Christmas tree.
the last 2 years I've done a Krampus bush, I call it, and I get like I have ordered a lot of like satanic ornaments off the internet and like pentagram things, and I make myself like a little Satan bush every Christmas.
go.
How did I not come up with Festivus pole for one of my
Oh,
favorites?
yeah. Just, I would count that as a mascot.
Is he the mascot, or is
I would
Frank
count it as a
Costanza
mascot.
the mascot?
Frank Costanza's the
Yeah, there we
mascot.
go. George.
No, his dad.
Oh, okay. All right, fine.
What was your number one, sir?
What do I have here? Darth Vader.
For May
the 4th be with you.
Everyone's favorite holiday. So you're not on social Mac, and I know that you're not super active, but are you guys aware of like the fact that every day is now a holiday? Apparently, it'll be like
It's like National Call Your Mother Day.
National
or something.
Hug Your Dog Day, National Sandwich Day.
You
It
keep
was a
going
few
to
weeks
the
ago.
dog thing.
I like dogs, guys.
I know.
I miss my
Jeez.
fucking dogs.
Ladies is available.
It just like May the 4th was the first one where that is now like a genuinely accepted holiday. I feel.
They. I think the Today Show or one of those things. They always kind of just like will say like today is National Tie Your Shoes Day. Like just
there's
like,
I don't want to say great, but there's a pretty good Netflix movie called Girlfriend Day, starring Bob Odenkirk, about a guy who was a Hallmark card writer who invents a new holiday so he can sell more cards for it. It's about the invention of a new holiday called.
That's how Mother's Day and Father's Day started.
Yeah.
And Valentine's Day was like literally it was just like for the cards.
I thought
and-
Valentine's Day was in honor of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Is that not why we do that every year?
Yeah, when they
thought
killed St.
wrong.
Valentine's Day, St. Valentine in
Learn
Chicago.
something new every day.
Where that guy plowed down,
Shot down all the saints.
shot into that bar and killed St. Valentine and St. Nicholas. That's how Santa died,
It was
you guys.
no. They already existed before that. It was just a coincidence. His name was St. Valentine.
Keeping along a theme, so that was holiday mascots. We're going straight into cereal mascots.
Yeah. There's a certain kind of rhythm that happens.
And no, we don't mean Adnan Syed or Bo Bergdahl and those coochie tents.
I had to go with Fred Flintstone for my number 3.
You know what? I would have never even considered. Look, Fruity Pebbles are a wonderful cereal, as are Cocoa Pebbles. You're 100% right.
Damn right,
And
I'm right.
Yep.
Fred Flintstone moonlights as a cereal mascot.
And the fact that I can still remember like the Christmas tune to Fruity Pebbles commercial.
I mean, you can't fucking save that cat, bro. What does it sound like?
It's like ho ho, here comes you know who, yabba dabba doo, delicious do, ho ho ho, I'm hungry. Barney,
My Pebbles.
your pebbles. 'Tis the season to be sharing, Fred. Happy holidays, pal. Oh,
Wow.
That was
Fred.
beautiful. Do you guys remember the Cadbury ad that would come
Oh,
out every
yeah.
Easter with
Everybody's trying to be the Cadbury.
Yeah, the
Bunny.
lion roar. Good stuff, guys. We're wonderful, and we're old as fuck.
Yes,
But what was it? Was the Butterball thing where it's like pick, 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 pick. It's like for some reason, actually, I have YouTubed that in the last 3 months.
I don't know if this ran in New York, but there was a place in Long Island called the Kid Zone or something. It was like an indoor amusement park.
DC Discovery Zone?
I can't remember, but the commercial was a bunch of kids on a couch, and the mom would go, bored, and they went, yeah, and she goes, I think I know something fun that we can do. And the couch turns into like a roller coaster, and you hear like a guitar riff, like meow. And all of a sudden they're like playing skee ball and like Farmingdale or something. I love it. My number 3 was Toucan Sam because I what's that guy's deal?
He follows his nose.
Why is he an effete British man living in the rainforest? Is he an expat? What is he hiding from?
Yeah, no.
What
right?
did he leave behind in Blighty?
And he's actually kind of been off the market for a while now. You haven't really. You
don't see Toucan Sam commercials.
Don't
There's
see him
a big
in commercials
scandal
anymore.
with him.
Oh yeah, was it like, he's like the Kevin Spacey of cereal mascots?
Not Toucan Sam. Everyone, guys. The kids from
He and Weinstein were best buddies.
those little kids from the Trix commercials wandered into the wrong aisle one
exactly.
day, and he was like, "Do you want to see my treehouse?" I don't know how he talked. What was your number 3, Mac?
What? I'm actually looking at it now, and I didn't even really. I'm not sure if I ever, was it not Shrimply Pibbles? It was the
Shrimply Pebbles.
No, Shrimply Pibbles. No, it's the one from the Sanchez. The Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
The Fruity Pebbles, and that's right. It's Shrimply Pibbles is a different episode.
It is a different episode. You're thinking of he's supposed to be the Lucky Charm guy.
Yeah,
and then
and I can't
they
remember
cut
his
him open
name.
and they like eat the
Like
marshmallow.
nobody will get a hold of my, and I couldn't freaking remember
they
his
like
name.
throw him down and
And so I
murder
just wrote
him.
down Shrimply Pibbles.
All right, that works.
And they throw it down like, oh God, why would you want that? It's been soaking in my stomach acid. Oh God, why? Oh no, oh my God, I see demons.
We're throwing it out in the E for Royland. We're coming for you.
Yeah.
That bunny ear shot calling. What was your number 2?
My number 2 was pretty boring. I just went with Diggum. I
Who's
was not
Diggum?
Who's
Diggum is
Diggum? Yeah.
Smacks. He's the
The
little
frog?
Yeah.
His
Was he
name
called
is
Diggum?
His name's Diggum.
because he digs them.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like that's racist.
That's what the hit.
I'm gonna be
hit
honest. It
kids.
seems racist to me. My number 2 is the Cookie Crunch dog,
Nice.
and I'll be honest.
Cookie Crisp.
That's what his name was.
No, that was the
Cookie
other
The
guy.
dog.
That was the
Oh,
guy.
that's right.
His dog specifically.
Yeah.
Also,
Always back to dogs.
that wasn't a cookie cereal. Those were just small cookies. Think about it. Cookie Crunch are just very small chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
There's no cereal element to it. You are just eating a bowl of cookies with a spoon.
That's true.
And you know what? It
Dipped
worked.
in milk.
And you know what?
And you know what? That girl was a young
Jodie Foster.
Cookie Crunch dog. Number 2.
For me, I worked on some really silly things. So I have a Chester Cheetah. Okay. Because you know what? I can pour anything I want on my Cheetos, including milk.
You create your own cereals.
You're not the boss of me.
Nice work.
Just really confuse people. My favorite cereal mascot is Jared from Subway.
Yeah, exactly. What? I could smother him in milk.
Yeah.
Put him in a bowl. I could eat Jarrett with a spoon. Actually, quick aside.
Hey, we should get Jared from Subway on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Wow. There we go. We're calling you out,
out,
Jared.
for a while, right?
Yeah, I haven't heard from
where
him
that
in a
guy's been
while.
up to.
I'm pretty sure he's in jail, isn't he?
What?
What? We don't know that.
Oh no! He predated. He was kind of the Kevin Spacey of cereal mascots.
Seriously, I think he is.
Sandwich mascots.
Of cereal mascots.
Look, Jared, if you're out there, I apologize if you are actually out there, but for some
no,
reason
no.
I heard a rumor
You
that you were in
apologize
jail.
No.
about
It's
the-
not. Yeah,
the-
no, he's in jail for a long
Yeah,
time.
you apologize.
Okay, good. All right.
Apologize for the human race.
We were kidding on the square. He's a horrible monster.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you are in jail, fuck you, dude. That was really messed up.
Yeah, no. He's a real piece of shit person who deserves nothing better. Number 1, sir.
Number 1 for me, I had to go back to the old classic, Captain Crunch. I was a huge fan of Captain Crunch.
I had that
growing up,
written
and
down for a second, and then I was like, "Yeah,
then
okay."
you were like, that's
I
an
have something.
answer.
I have something
That seems
else.
like a
That's
stew
lame.
answer. No,
No, yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure Stu's gonna write that down, and fuck that guy. You know.
Just going with the classics. I went with
I like pirates.
the Sugar. I went with Sugar Bear.
Yeah, what was his name? Sugar.
That is
from
his
the Sugar
name.
Smacks.
Yeah, or like Golden something.
Golden Grams.
Was it Golden Grams?
No, Sugar Smacks.
It was. I think it was Sugar Spec. Here's what I liked him. He was real cool.
Yeah, no,
He was
yeah,
like Ralph.
exactly.
He had like cool
He
sunglasses
kind of had
on.
like he had a rhythm to his voice.
Let's just say it. He was a hip black guy.
yeah,
Like,
let's
like
just say it.
they that's what they went for, and you know what? It worked. I was like, I love that bear.
I still remember that commercial tune too. That was Imagine you and me and you together eating golden grams so happily. That crispy, crunchy, golden taste was meant to be so happy together. I was like, you got to be. That's
Ladies
how I
and
know
gentlemen,
most of my music.
tune in next week for our first spin-off show. It's called Stu's Cereal Jingles.
I watched a lot of TV
it's
growing
Stu just
up.
singing
exactly.
theme song. From
I know this one. Top Hat Jones. That was his name. Because it was Strawberry Sniggles.
Oh, on Rick and Morty.
Strawberry Sniggles, and he's like, I'm Mr. Top Hat Jones. So Top Hat Jones. Thank you. That's Shrimply Pibbles.
That was from the improvised episode.
Yeah.
What's your one, buddy?
Oh, let's see. We're at the serial thing. Oh, Mary Lou Retton.
From Wheaties. I knew exactly what he meant.
I was really happy when I came up with that one.
That works.
Yeah, I still remember the picture and everything. Mary Lou Retton's my favorite serial
Screw
mascot.
you, Michael Jordan.
Go fuck yourself, Carl Lewis.
Hey, Matt, quick question. Do you hate food but love nutrients?
Gosh, yes.
I've got something for you, buddy.
Really?
I want to tell you about RXBAR. It's a brand new phenomenon sweeping the world. RXBAR is a whole food protein bar made with a few simple, clean ingredients, which all serve a purpose, buddy.
Really? Go on.
Well, please,
yeah, please. I need to hear stuff.
You've got egg white for protein,
What?
dates to bind, and mixture.
Ooh, I love binding agents.
I know you love to extra your nuts, too.
Yeah.
And in the interest of full transparency, because we don't like to fucking lie to you on this show, all of the core ingredients are labeled right on the front of the package. No BS.
What does BS stand for?
I believe it stands for bullshit.
Wow.
So no bullshit.
So no bullshit,
Instead,
guys.
you're getting like dates and egg whites. and
there's
stuff.
no bullshit in the bars.
Yeah. Also, there's 11 delicious flavor varieties, all right? All of which are gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, and free of any added sugar, artificial colors, flavors, preservatives, fillers. Guys, it's real food. You can actually taste the cacao, the real fruit, the spices, like sea salt.
Well, it's so free. Is it actually free?
No, it costs money, but it's worth it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
worth
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
And actually, we can hook you up in a second. But I know you love cacao, the taste of cacao.
Yeah, no, I am the cacao king of Duluth.
And if you live in Duluth, whether you like sweet or savory, chocolate or fruit flavors, there is an RX bar for you. Mac, we actually got some RX bars in the mail.
We did. Yes, I got a bunch of protein in the mail.
Did you enjoy?
Yes, I imbibed some long-sleeved bars.
They were delicious. There were a couple times where I was about to run out of the house and I was like, I don't have time for food.
Yeah.
I don't want to be locked down by the shackles of food.
Right. I know. You always seem like you're lacking protein. And so...
So this actually really, really worked for me.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And it's delicious. There's you know what you're eating for once, America. Am I right?
yeah, and we got it for free, so we can talk about it.
Exactly. And you can't get it for free, but for 25% off your first order, visit rxbar.com/bunny, enter promo code BUNNY at checkout, that's BUNNY, and get some protein in you life, right?
Yeah. You guys are looking a little pale lately. Warren.
Dude, you don't want scurvy, guys, so get an RX bar. I don't know if it'll help for that, but they didn't. Look, RX bar has made no claims in terms of curing scurvy, but
Yeah, but
try it.
But yeah, just try it if you have scurvy.
And again, that's rxbar.com/bunny. Use promo code BUNNY at checkout for 25% off
how do you
your
spell
first order.
How do you spell bunny?
BUNNY.
Oh, nailed it.
You want to know how to spell RX bar?
Yeah.
RX bar.
Boom.
Do
Nailed
it.
What?
Get some protein.
All right, back to the episode.
So, Warren, we're halfway through. We hope you're having fun. We certainly are. We did holiday mascots. We did cereal mascots. We are now doing serial killers.
Yeah, this is variations on a theme.
Number 3, Stu. Who's your favorite serial killer?
In keeping with the last episode, I got to go with
Mary Lou
Jeffrey
Retton?
Dahmer.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Because we're talking about eating people.
Because we were talking about eating people.
Yeah, man, and Thunder Keller.
It's good. My number 3, and this is only a new one. And again, I'm a fucked up person, so I like some true crime, and I'm down with I'm not down with serial killers. But it's been an area of fascination of mine. But this is a guy who I didn't really give enough time until recently, and it's Ed Kemper, the co-ed killer. And everyone knows him now because he was featured on that HBO show, Mindhunters. But the thing with Ed Kemper, and this is going to get creepy.
Give it to me. Yeah.
A lot of the serial killers are clearly mentally ill. And like,
What?
Post-crime.
Or are all of us seriously mentally ill and they're sane?
Or in serious denial or post-crime
Do you just think oxygen is a poison that takes 8 years to kill us?
The thing with Ed Kemper, guys, is he's like in his jailhouse interviews. He is completely not only lucid, but eloquent and able to explain to you what it is like to be inside the brain of a serial killer.
Clarice.
There are hours. Yes, but
That's exactly
that's
where
what
I was
it's based
going.
on.
Yeah,
That's literally what
exactly.
it's based on. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
when they developed the behavioral science division at the FBI,
The Kessler's test or something it's called?
he was the first serial killer they talked to because they were like, we need to start profiling you guys. What do you think made you into this? And he was like, I can tell you exactly why, and here's why. And you go like, oh, fuck, yeah, I guess those are the ingredients for a serial killer. Thanks, dude. And he's got...
I guess I just can't stop killing.
Can you give us one ingredient?
it's
Oregano.
it's always like some level of either parents giving too much love or not enough love, and usually in a sexually pervasive way.
I was absolutely going to say that, and I only know that because of Con Air.
Because
And
my
Steve
parents did the
Buscemi.
same thing to me.
from Billy.
Steve Buscemi's character.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, name your cliche. He was either loved too much or he was loved too little.
That's really what it is. It's also a combination, and then there's always
I blame Harvey Weinstein.
It always escalates from some kind of animal. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it starts at animals.
Most of these
Yeah,
guys start
yeah.
with animal killings or stepping
Yep.
on bugs and
That's
shit like that.
that's their soft launch.
Yeah. So Ed Kemper, the thinking man serial killer. Who's your number 3?
Oh, I'm not sure if I think this is the what his name was. It was that H. Howard Holmes dude.
So it's H.H. Holmes. Yeah.
Yeah,
The Devil in the White City.
Yeah, and apparently I don't watch what's that show? Yeah, whatever.
American
Ameri-
Horror Story.
Horror
right?
Story,
They
yeah,
based
yeah.
that.
They did a whole. Apparently, they did a whole season. And I thought his story was like neat in like the grotesque way. You know, I mean, he was awesome.
So
There's somebody I aspire to be like.
yeah. But that hotel thing. It's
an amazing.
so morbid.
There's an amazing book called Devil in the White City, written by Eric Larson. That's like it's not a fictionalized version. It's written as if you're reading a novel, but it is about H.H. Holmes and the Columbian Exposition in Chicago.
So like a
and
dramatization.
The murder hotel. Yeah, it's really really good though.
Yeah, I mean, he just had stairwells that led to nowhere, like these
Trap
blind
doors.
corners. all the doors would lock from the
None of-
inside or
he-
from the outside.
Dude, you're selling me on
would
this.
hire
This sounds
Seth-
awesome.
That's what I mean. It kind of is. You know?
He hired separate contractors for like.
He had
one
the
guy
murder
built one
hotel.
door, one guy built one window, and none of them got to see the blueprints, and none of them knew what the other people were working on. So no one, even the people building the building, didn't know what was going on in the rooms next door.
And like the rooms would have these hidden shafts, so when like
That
he
should
should-
be your
he
first
could- he would
red
go right down
flag.
there's a couple. So Evan Peters is fine. He's great. He was great in the X-Men movie.
yeah, you mean Quicksilver? Yeah,
Yeah. But there's a thing on Horror Story where him and Kathy Bates are really emboldened in the last few seasons to make big choices with their accents, and right, like Kathy Bates did an entire season with the thickest Baltimore accent ever. It sounded like she was on The Wire. And
Good day, mate. No.
the hotel.
You know that Baltimore accent.
Evan Peters did a thing in the hotel season where he was doing like that Brahmin accent. It's referred to, so it's
Brahmin?
It is like it's the thing our actors used to talk. It's the Hudsucker Proxy.
Oh, okay,
It's that
like,
fake
yeah.
accent they taught in
Smitty.
like boarding schools for rich kids, right? And there's a part in that
I
season.
bet my Pulitzer on it.
They didn't teach us that.
You didn't go to school in the 1940s.
Oh, true.
Sidere,
Yeah, you're not a bro, man.
Gabourey Sidibe is on that show. She was in the Witch season, and that same character appears in the Hotel season, and she has a fight with Evan Peters' character, and this exact line delivery happens. He tries to kill her, and she's like, "You can't kill me, I'm a witch," and he goes, "You may be a witch, but I am a ghost." And I was like, "Oh, I can't watch this fucking show anymore." I think we've just
I know
jumped the
what you mean.
shark.
Yeah, I really do hope his name is Smitty.
Oh,
only a guy named Smitty can.
I'll
talk
never
that
forget
way.
that, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am a ghost. So that was your number 3. What's your number 2, dude?
Number 2, I had to go with Charles Manson. I've seen a couple of interviews of
I
his.
thought about
and-
going there. Yeah. Then I thought better of it.
Here's my issue with that.
No,
Here's my
kidding.
issue with that. As a real psychopath myself, who's an expert of this stuff,
Is it inspiring Charles Manson?
not a serial killer.
No.
I thought about that too.
Not
He
even
never-
not
he
even a
never-
spree killer.
He physically never.
He
killed
physically
anyone.
never killed anyone, and they also all of the Manson family killings happened on one day, and it was in 2 houses. So
The best serial
Was it all
killers
one
can get
day?
other
It was all
people to
one-
do it.
No, it was 2 different.
Oh, you're right. It was 2 different days. La
was 2
Bianca
days.
happened like a couple days after
Yeah,
Sharon
it was all in
Tate.
the same
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
But yeah, that's technically a serial killer. I think you need to have 3, and you have to have periods in between of rest.
Manson, you are letting me down, man. Come on.
if you're listening,
To be fair, our buddy Chuckles did kill someone, just not Sharon Tate or La Bianca. He cut a drug dealer's head off beforehand. Like he wasn't a good guy.
laughing at too.
Guys, Charles Manson we shouldn't have had this subject on the list. I'm revealing too much about myself. I've watched every interview Charles Manson's ever given.
How many times have you jacked off during them?
Stop it. Half the time. Just half. They are 98%.
The other half, his dog is there.
They are 98% a guy going like, you can't put me in a corner, Jack, because I built the corner and I make it out of magic paint out of you. Like, it's just bullshit. And then he says 2% is like, oh, he's a super insightful. Like, he knows exactly what's going on. And like, it's the whole like, you needed a monster, so you made me your monster, and I'll be your monster, basically.
All right. I'll rescind it.
Yeah, it sounds like lyrics to some douchebags. Yeah. Like
my number 2, it was a tie, actually. It's our buddy Jeff Dahmer.
Yep.
Who also, weirdly enough, there's a theme on my list.
Jeff now.
I was really impressed that up until this point, we have not had any repeats.
That was pretty good, actually. We went halfway through. The thing with Dahmer is also in the Kemper sense of, like, clearly a sick, deranged human being, but not insane, so like fully of his faculties and is able to explain to you his motivations and what he was feeling in the moment. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, no, I know exactly.
It goes
what
a long
you mean.
way from me to serial killers, guys. Stop.
If there's a connection there,
I don't like this subject.
I know. That's why I picked it.
Number 2.
I like these. My 2 and 1 are relatively similar. But it's the Zodiac Killer.
Okay.
Whoever
that was.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I kind of like those like mystery ones.
I think we probably have the same number 1.
Yeah,
I think we do too. All 3 of us have the same number 1.
Of course,
because we finish each other's
syphilis.
What? Stegosaurus. All right.
But
guys, let's just say it. 1, 2, 3.
Jack the Ripper.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Oh, wait, wrong category. Yeah, Jack the Ripper.
We all have Jack the Ripper.
Saucy Jack.
There you go. Exactly.
He's the
I
best.
was just watching a thing on him too. It's always fascinating, always interesting.
I remember taking a murder tour while I was in London when I was like 11.
In Whitechapel,
awesome.
I did that too. Yeah, I did the Jack the Ripper tour. Yeah, that was what made me a
serial killer.
I like to say ripperologist, which makes me sound like a serial killer. Google it, guys. It's a real thing. There are
an Elrapist.
There are tens of ripperologist podcasts out there. So Jack the Ripper, he had style, he was flair, he was there. That's how he became the Ripper.
You sound really inspired.
I also just sang the Nanny theme song.
Are we quite sure that we want this guy sleeping here in this apartment with us?
Shh, don't reveal that, guys. We want it to look professional.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm being put up at a 5-star hotel and not
here at the studio?
Not in a sleeping bag on a couch. Hollywood. It's everything you ever dreamed of.
Look
guys.
at me, Ma, I made it.
Yeah. So we all had Jack the Ripper. You know what? Let's
we're pouring.
We're gonna pour a little whiskey and do a shot to our boy Jack.
We're absolutely professional
for getting away with it, right?
Yeah,
Cheers.
exactly.
For being the first,
for inspiring all of us serial killers.
As Ian Holmes said in From Hell, for giving birth to the 20th century.
There's so much there.
Oh. Our 7th category is
states.
We went from serial killers to states. Number 3.
Obviously, as an Ohio boy, I chose for number 3.
Michigan.
Every not Michigan state.
Yeah, there you go. I knew you were going Michigan.
You guys hate it because of football.
Oh, yeah.
You're such men.
It's a real heated rivalry.
I hate Michigan so much.
So much. Flames out of the side of my face. Heaving breathless
and we got
flames.
2 weeks until the big game.
To all of our listeners from Michigan, we love you. To all of the
you're the Australia of America. You're the Devon Sawa of America.
You're great, Michigan, but we got to talk about revitalizing your auto industry. Like, look, Australia is stopping the racist thing. South America is going to stop the kidnapping. Detroit, I want more cars, okay?
Yeah,
do it.
Sure.
And get a better football team. The Buckeyes are just making you look so stupid.
See, like, it's so funny.
No, not about the Wolverines.
I know, but that's what I mean, dude.
But the Lions also, they've had a rough run.
I guess because I grew up, like, the closest college to me was Nassau Community College.
They have a fantastic football team.
Yeah, we didn't really have, like, a college. There was no real college football crowd in Long Island.
Home of the fighting,
Home of the fighting drunk guys from Smithtown.
Yeah, exactly.
Against the DeVry techies.
Home of the fighting bridge and tunnels.
Hey, you know what? You're a bridge to us.
Yeah, exactly. Sure.
It goes both ways, man.
Yeah, I mean,
we used to refer to
I don't know why we
used
would,
to refer to Manhattanites as bridgies.
Yeah,
Look at all them bridgies who don't come here.
I was just about to say, like the two of them that hung out there.
You think you're better than us?
Yep.
My number 3 is a state I lived in for a couple years, and it is Vermont.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
You fish head.
Literally, buddy.
You dorks.
So I went to Burlington College. When it was time to go to college, I went.
Is that where the Coke factory is?
That's
Yeah,
the
put him.
standard go-to.
There we go.
No, but
the dad joke.
But Stu will know this. I literally chose where I was going to college because that's where the band Fish lived. And I used to see them all the time. And like I was like, I'm either going to go to Boulder, Colorado or Burlington, Vermont because my plan is to not go to college and just do drugs.
Fair enough.
And it worked out for me for a couple of years.
There you go.
And by the grace of God, here you are.
Here I am. Still with it, guys. So Vermont, yeah, beautiful state, cool people.
I did Illinois.
Yeah,
I spent a lot of time there.
Yeah, Chicago and stuff,
Yes,
right?
I had lots of John Hughes movies, so lots of Chicago. I have a great affection for it.
Was that where they shot both of the Home
Yeah,
Alones?
both the Home Alones, a lot there. I did
What's the
like
fictional
4 or
town
5
there?
movies.
In Chicago?
Yeah. I don't think they actually ever named the town.
No, but remember that Jay and Silent Bob. Like,
Shermer.
Is it Shermer?
Shermer High School,
Shermer, Illinois. Yeah. Shout out to Kevin and Jay.
To Shermer.
I had to go with this joke. My second favorite state is denial.
See, okay, gotcha.
I thought about putting that on there. I also thought about putting state of torpor. Which is what it's called
Nirvana.
when animals go into when animals freeze up and when they're in fear
and they kind of
their
just
bodies
collapse.
lock. That's called a state of torpor.
like
T-O-R,
fainting goats or whatever.
Yeah.
And you would know that because of your serial killing
Yeah, I was going to say
tendencies?
that's how you
gotta
started.
get them in that state of torpor first, guys. Look, serial killer enthusiasts, not practicing. All right. My number 2 is. I actually went back and forth in this. I had New York on my list, but then I was like, I'm only doing that because I'm from here and because we're here currently. I love New York City. I can't say that I'm a Binghamton fan. Like New York City, New York is a big fucking state.
Love to the Binghamton Warren.
So I put up Louisiana, which I've actually spent a lot of time in.
Yeah,
and New Orleans is like one of my favorite cities, and it's.
You spent a lot of time outside of New Orleans, though?
I have in like Lafayette. Weirdly
Lafayette's
enough.
okay. Yeah, I like that. Too.
Like
Baton Rouge.
I've eaten
Deep
there.
Bayou,
Yeah.
Broussard. It is.
Cup of coffee.
The reason I dig it is because it's the only European. It's the only city the French had in America. So it is clearly. It does not feel like any other American city. The architecture feels European. You know what I mean? The squares,
the accents.
Yeah. The Creole. That was a horrible Creole accent.
I wasn't gonna say anything. But
Number 2 for you, sir.
I picked New York. There you go. You said you didn't
all
want
right,
to
you
do
took
it,
it from
but
me.
born and raised, and it's also Manhattan. You got your Long Island.
Thank you.
And stuff like that. And then also, and then you got the all the upstates. Like you still actually have like this New England-esque, leaves turning, apple picking.
Yeah, there's
kind
very.
of,
You were just upstate.
There's
the
more
other
to
day,
New York
right?
than just Manhattan.
Was I? Yeah, that sounds
when
like
you were-
something.
when
Oh
you were
yeah,
killing-
yeah.
when you were
When I was
killing
killing
ducks.
You
ducks.
were murdering ducks
duck
yesterday.
infestants. You fucking wasp.
Yeah, man.
in your suit and tie.
You waspy motherfucker.
That actually, at a certain point last night, folks, me and Mac were recording this podcast in our pajama pants and bunny ears, and Stu walked in with a hunting rifle and a suit and tie and a newsy hat.
Yes, and a newsy hat.
But he was burying. You know what? He took the cannolis and the gun.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Yeah. Number 2 is New York. Number 2 is New York for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Surprising.
That's a little weird.
Yeah. Number 1 for you, dude.
Number 1, obviously, I got to go with Ohio. It's the best state ever. We have so much stuff in Ohio.
It's certainly centrally located.
Yeah,
It's the heart of it all.
I've said it. I've said it a million times to you. Like I actually
And the
had some of the
meatloaf
best
is a
sushi in Columbus. I swear to God. Actually, I've only been there like once or twice.
Yeah, I've only been to Chicago once. That's not even in Ohio. Wow. That's how much.
Let me pour you another shot.
That's how much
Let's do this.
disdain I have for things that don't touch water in this country.
Lake Erie, dude. Lake Erie.
Real water, buddy.
Oh, okay.
all my touring stuff, like it was like sometimes we'd be like, we'd be on tour and then like, we'd be like going to like whatever, like Billings, Montana or something like that. And they're like, we like, oh, what do we want for lunch? They're like, oh, we kind of feel like sushi. I'm like, I have a rule about how far I am away from the ocean if I have sushi, So I mean, Columbus barely kind of like falls under like
fell into that
my
radius.
radius. And you know what? It was just right down the block from a place. It was some of the best sushi I've ever had.
Stu,
was in Columbus.
Where is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Cleveland.
So that's where I've been. I have not been to Cincinnati. I've been to Cleveland a couple times. I think when I was a kid with like camp. Yeah, man. I went to like a baseball thing. Right.
Okay.
And there was a rock and roll guy.
And he saw some shooty hoops.
I bought an Everclear album at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum. I'll never forget.
Wow.
I think it was I think
you were ahead of your time.
I think it was the CD for So Much for the Afterglow. Everclear, if you were listening.
Story, Hansel.
I turned 33 years old a few weeks ago. Everclear, that gives you 7 years. I want you to perform at my 40th birthday party. I'm putting that out into the universe.
I want Josie and the Pussycats.
How close are we to your 40th
7
birthday?
years.
7 years.
Everclear,
Okay.
just keep it going for another 7 years.
All right, cool. All I'm going to do is keep doing this podcast.
I know you guys are out there. Yeah. My number one is actually my adopted home state, and that would be California.
Lame.
Honestly, I thought
love
about
it.
down
Yeah.
Cali on one of mine. Like, it's gorgeous. It's like its own country, practically.
I was such a why would I ever want to live anywhere than New York City? It's the greatest city in the world. Then I lived in LA for a day, and I was like, oh, I get it. It's a secret. Yeah, it's like weather and weed and car and dog and backyard and ability to go places that aren't apartments and bars. Like
The only thing I
get
don't
it.
like about California is the driving part. Essentially,
Because you don't drive either.
Yeah, I've never had a license. I mean, I love how it has a whole bunch of things. Like it has desert and it has mountains and it has lush farmland and all that kind of stuff.
I love that one of your life goals is to not ever get a driver's license.
Yeah, no, I figure I'm of the philosophy of, especially at this point in my life, if I can live my whole life without having a license, I feel like I won. I won some kind of thing. Especially in this modern workaday world,
You'll never know if you made it or not.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
What is your number one, Mac?
Oh, my favorite state is New Jersey jokes. Because they're so easy.
Give us your favorite.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I remember there was like an Absolute vodka ad or something like that, and it was, it wasn't that. It was a Right Guard. There we go. It was actually, those companies are like the same. But no, I was
drinking deodorant.
yeah. Well, I mean, come on.
And we're rubbing vodka in your
Listen, this is a judgment-free zone, guys. Okay, just back off with your judgment.
No, officer, I use it as an eau de cologne, as an eau de toilette.
But it was like they had like the whole East Coast New England area, and they said it looked like an arm, and it was an armpit. And they go, New Jersey, America's armpit. And and I remember actually that got the deodorant company into trouble kind of thing. And it's like, and plus, I don't know, fuck those guys.
I love that you hate New Jersey so much that your hatred for them actually overshadows your love for your home state.
Exactly. It's not even the state itself. I just love New Jersey jokes.
Okay, fair enough.
Or at least joking on ragging on them.
Yeah.
Because New Jersey, we love you, but also fuck you, but also I love you.
We love everyone, but also fuck everyone.
Yeah, it's the South America of
Fuck you guys.
of states.
It's 2:30. It's 2:30 in the morning. Fuck you guys.
Come with us, guys.
We're doing let's do a quick fire one on this. So Gatorade flavors, 3 through 1, go.
Oh man, 3 through 1: Riptide Rush, Fruit Punch, and Lemon Lime. And I don't actually have those ranked because I never can decide.
It's impossible to rank.
You just couldn't. It's like picking your favorite child.
Yeah, exactly.
Incidentally, I do now. What is the blue? Is it Ice Blast?
I don't know. I probably have one in my fridge.
You do have one in your fridge.
I don't.
And
I don't drink it. I freaking
Not
hate
the
it.
dark blue, the lighter blue one.
Oh,
like it's like ice or
Ice
frost.
Blast.
There we
or
go.
Frost.
There we
so
go.
I like that. And then guess what, buddy? Fruit Punch and Lemon Lime. Lemon Lime Gatorade is my number one.
I think
by
is it
far.
called lemon lime or citrus?
Oh, it's lemon lime.
it's Lemon
Yeah,
Lime.
okay, yeah.
I'm a lemon lime Gatorade expert. I've had 4 love affairs in my life, folks, and they've been with Diet Coke, lemon lime Gatorade, Perrier, and now ginger ale.
Where's your dog?
With drinks. Buddy.
Oh.
Also, I've slept with women.
I was with you, bro.
I've done sex stuff.
with you,
yeah. I'm like okay in sex stuff sometimes. Yeah. I made it.
Different,
Boots.
I hope you're listening, class of High School 2002. I finally made it. No thanks to you.
Look at me now, Dad.
Yeah. I learned it from you, Dad. What are your Gatorade flavors?
I went orange, because it's
Sure.
both a flavor and a color, which I love.
Yep.
And a fruit punch, red. And then Gatorade gum from the 80s. You guys remember that at all?
Yes, I do.
That was the most fill up your mouth flavor.
I absolutely do remember that.
It was amazing.
Are you guys big Gatorade fans?
Yeah, no, still am.
Huge
Definitely.
Gatorade fan.
Still am. Like
and in my travels,
Electrolytes.
I've realized that Gatorade is not a thing they have in other countries for the most part.
They don't really do energy drinks for the most part.
No, so like, and again, I went all through Europe looking for a fucking lemon lime Gatorade. Didn't happen.
They have different flavors
They
over
got
there.
like Powerade. Japan.
Listen, they're, like France is just getting Dr. Pepper. So,
Sure.
like, that's what we're working on.
Japan, nothing. I show up in fucking Phuket, Thailand to come visit these fuckers on a movie, and I walk into a 7-Eleven, and I was on the phone with someone, and I literally like yelped out loud, and they went, "What happened?" And I went, "You don't understand. They have
found it.
They have lemon lime Gatorade in Thailand." I was fucking just draining lemon limes that whole movie. Craft Service had to
Getting crunk.
They were just going to 7-Eleven to buy me lemon limes. I'm like, just line them up. I'm gonna need those. Yeah, I'm not working on the movie, but spend money on lemon lime
Yeah,
Gatorade.
exactly. Yeah, but somehow, yes. Somehow, expensive.
Somehow I had the Gatorade expense account. It just made me so fucking happy. I would like buy them and not even drink them just to have them.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
I left like a bunch in the hotel room as like gifts for housekeeping.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say you get them just so no one else would drink them. Like,
I was just so amazed that they
Hoarding
were there.
Gatorade.
Yeah. And they were Thai, and they had like a Thai guy, like some sports guy on them. I was like, this is great, man. I love you. I love you, Thailand.
I love you, Citrus Thai.
Our next cat is a fun one, and it's kind of all over the map. It's cartoon characters, and that means a lot of things to a lot of people. So in my mind, I interpreted it as strictly animated characters who never existed in a visual form before that, if that makes any sense.
Interesting.
I mean, you mean something that didn't exist until it existed?
No, I'll get. No, well,
That's what I mean. How do you mean that?
Well, like we'll get there. We'll get there with my list. So
dig it.
Who's your number 3?
So I thought it was cartoons, not cartoon characters. So I had to go with South Park as my number 3 because
Okay.
we just watched it.
Okay.
And
We said characters. You drunk motherfucker.
I know.
Funnily enough, my number 3 is a South Park character, and that is Butterscotch.
Butters. I love Butters.
/ Professor Chaos.
Yep.
He's just.
Shh, don't reveal that.
Fuck.
Oh, spoiler
Never
alert,
mind, guys. Never mind.
Gosh, yeah.
I love Butters.
Yeah, cut to this time code if you don't want to know spoilers.
And here's the thing, like, even Stan and Kyle are not assholes, but they're certainly like not the nicest kids in the world to the other kid. Butters was the first time we got
So sweet.
like a likable character on that show that you cared about and felt bad for and just fell in love with in a way that you don't ever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Butters is
so
a
sweet.
wonderful.
I
human
love how he pees at the urinal.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
Lulu.
He walks up and just he
got
pulls it all the way
some,
down to his ankles and lifts up his shirt, and then that's how he pees at the
Let's see.
urinal.
It's Lulu. I got
some
some
apples.
apples. Lulu. You got some too. Lulu.
Let's get together
and let's make applesauce.
Lulu. just so sweet. God, he does not deserve
love you,
his
Butters.
station in life.
No, and even like his supervillain alter ego is fairly sweet. Like
I know.
Chaos doesn't really.
Okay, Mom, I'll pick up the
I'll take out the garbage.
I'll take out the garbage.
I also love General Disarray. I love Dougie. I love the whole Butters deal.
He's so sweet.
Yeah. So Butters is my number 3. What's your number 3, buddy? Crooklyn.
Oh, it's me?
Crooklyn.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Rick Sanchez.
Nice.
Rick and Morty, like honestly, like he is just it's the right amount of
And that's
crass
big,
and
man.
intelligence
For a
and-
new show to get in your top 3.
Honestly,
you
like,
really
'cause
must
I
love
watch
Rick and
a lot
Morty.
of that stuff. Like for real, it was. It's not like the show had to grow on me. I mean, I liked it right away, but like I deeply love it. Like I feel like it's a home for a lot of Simpsons refugees, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It has that.
Futurama. It's got Futurama elements to it.
Yeah, I
think.
mean, and like, yeah, it's and he's so much fun, and he's like, yeah, like just the show itself is quotable,
Now you really have to come on Roiland after you said
Bobby
all that
Moynihan.
yeah, Bobby Moynihan,
burnt
What was
piece
it,
of toast.
bitch. I've been
Back
ready
for his
since yester.
shit. My favorite, and again, it was an oft-quoted line in Thailand, but it's just, you don't know me.
You don't know me.
Well, I'd like to get to know you, Mrs. Peanut.
Miss Pancakes.
Mrs. Pancakes. I'd like to get to know you.
You don't know me.
You don't know me.
Wheat thins.
What's your number
Oh,
2, buddy?
bitch. I went with Rick and Morty for number 2.
You went with both? Oh, because you were doing shows.
'Cause I was doing
Okay.
shows.
Wow. You like Rick and Morty more than you like South Park.
I do, actually. I got to
I'm
tell you.
telling you, dude.
Wow.
It's such a brilliant show. I mean,
You
not
should
that South
actually
Park
watch
isn't.
it someday.
Hey, guys,
Go back, Cohen. No, I'm
Wubba flubba dub dub. I know Rick and Morty.
Wubba
Show us what you got. Shit on the floor.
Get swifty, brother.
lick my balls.
I say it all the time.
There was a time where I hadn't watched Rick and Morty yet, and it was getting popular, and like at like 5 progressive parties, people put on Get Swifty, and everyone went nuts, and I had no fucking clue. I was like, oh, did I miss like a weird brainwashing memo where we all got like subliminal things where we're supposed to know this thing now, and all like. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I have been slow. Like Rick and Morty has been a slower burn for me. I had to because I didn't watch it at first. I have been slowly catching up, and it's a law of what is the opposite of diminishing returns?
Accelerating investments.
Sure. Like the more I watch Rick and Morty, the more I like it, and. More so than that, I played both I got a Vive because I have no life, which is the VR headset thingy.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And I played both the Rick and Morty game and Justin Roiland has a game called Accounting, which is it's non Rick and Morty related, but it's the funniest fucking thing I've ever.
I gotta play the Rick and Morty game. I didn't know that.
He did.
I've been in that, but for some reason it wasn't quite working.
Our controllers weren't charged that day.
I just sit like next to like the extension cord.
So you're going Rick and Morty number 2. So my number 2 cartoon character of all time, and I had a tough one with this, guys, and I crossed off 2 names before I finally arrived to it. But it is it's a character from my favorite film ever made. You guys probably don't know what it is. It's called Spirited Away.
I've heard of Spirited
It's a Hayao Miyazaki film. It's an anime, right? From like I'd say 2002. And you've seen this dude before. I'll show you a picture right now.
His name is Jeffrey Dahmer.
But it's
a young Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster.
It's the character of No Face, and if you guys are Spirited Away fans, you know who I'm talking about. It's the most magical. It's this dude. Have you ever seen that guy before?
Sure.
It's No Face. He doesn't talk. He is just like a silent.
Does he actually have a name? Like, is it?
No, it's No Face. His name in Japanese, it's No Face. Yeah, and he's great. There's something to a character you go on a journey with who doesn't say a single word, and yet you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Is emotive, and you care about him, and like.
I love something that emotes that doesn't have a face.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that's what I mean. Like
I crossed off Totoro to get to No Face, so there we go. I knew it was going to be a Miyazaki number 2.
I love you. You're totally. Shout out to the anime fans out there.
I'm a huge weeb. Like, if you guys are familiar with the term weeboo, so that is the derogatory term for an American person who wants to be Japanese. So like
they'll talk about sub versus dub and stuff like that.
And they'll also eat food that's not meant to be eaten with chopsticks just for the feeling Japanese of it.
Listen, dude, just because I eat my Big Mac with chopsticks.
Pizza with chopsticks.
I like the country, man.
Fair enough.
I always say
fucking Mark.
I always say I'm American.
I don't even know how I would do that.
I always say I'm American by birth, Japanese by choice.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
That didn't really land.
All
Sorry.
right, never mind. Fuck you, Stu.
You just looked at me. You looked at me like you were expecting me to laugh.
Yeah, he's like, he's right. He's right.
No, I wasn't supposed to be. I guess I was expecting a little bit of a laugh. You know what?
I know.
What is your number 2?
Go fuck yourself.
I'm never talking about anime or serial killers again.
Whatever you say. You're freaking Ted Bundy over there.
You're not going to be able to help
thank
serial
you. Ted
killer.
Bundy was the handsome one.
Yeah, I know.
I'll take
right?
it.
See, there you go. You know, I go classic.
I just stopped myself from telling a non-funny, fucked up anecdotal serial killer story. And I stopped myself. I was like, we need to move on.
And that's one, Warren, you will never hear.
I'll tell you guys after. Yeah, that's your thing for the episode, Warren. That's your story you won't hear.
Actually, I think it's the second one already.
It's my serial killer story.
Okay, number 2 is Randy Marsh, Stan's dad.
Yep.
I got alcoholism real bad.
You don't want to end up like Stan's dad.
Stan.
It's just like it's just
Stan.
It was like around like season
6 or 7.
6, like in like through like 10 even. There are just so many Randy episodes, and they're so great. It takes the biggest shit in the world.
He became the star of South Park.
Yeah, he really was, and it's just like it just.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Like and I just like I think it was especially because he was kind of just like a peripheral kind of like he was like everyone else's parents kind of before that. I think it was the alcoholism one like
Was it
that one?
Was it Bat Dad?
You bet that. Yeah.
Well, I thought this was America. I thought this was America.
And he's just like, yeah, no, it's honestly, I flip between him and Butters.
The one I love of him is the Walmart where he's addicted to the shopping.
Yes,
and he's just standing there with the stickers, and he goes, "Look, Stan, it's a little turtle." Like he's so tired and like weak that he can't even.
Yeah, no, and like I've been binging on South Park and a lot of that stuff from like 6 through 10, and like it's like it's Stan's dad.
Stan's dad.
You don't want to end up like Stan's dad.
Your number one for you, it's your number one cartoon.
I have to give it back to The Simpsons. I mean.
right.
Just timeless, absolutely timeless. I can't believe we're watching Monorail. It's like 20 years later,
Yeah,
and it's
right?
just
We
as
did watch
brilliant.
Monorail, and I think it's more than
It was more
than 20 years,
it-
buddy.
It's like 25,
Yeah.
26 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, old at this point. Yeah.
I'm going with the main influence in my life, my man Roger Rabbit.
Oh, dig.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, for some reason, my brain never went to movies, and I should have. Yeah.
Cartoon. I was also like cartoon character. He is the
That's what I mean.
epitome of a cartoon
No,
character.
absolutely,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely. That's what I mean. I stuck with
Literal.
shows.
Yeah. I love Roger Rabbit. Like that's
Yeah,
probably
he's-
like that's one of my top 3 movies ever made. And
Who's the guy who did the voice again? Fred Schneider.
Charles Fleischer. Yeah. Hey, Charles Fleischer, what are you doing, Eddie?
I'm surprised. Did they ever make like a TV show out of Roger
No.
Rabbit?
So-
I know they had the shorts.
They had the shorts with a baby, whatever.
So here's
Baby
where,
Herman.
here's
Baby
where I get
Herman,
to
there
show
you
my my geek cred here. We had geek, not nerd. We had this discussion last night.
Yes, we did.
Whatever.
I was falling asleep.
Whatever
I was-
Mayim
or
Bialik
4 hours
thinks.
ago.
Oh,
I was
no.
falling asleep and I
no,
overheard it.
That was technically last night. We had a new day. We went to sleep. New day.
Yeah, new day.
So there was going to be a Roger Rabbit cartoon that was it became Bonkers. Are you familiar with Bonkers?
I remember it vaguely.
I think I watched the
So
opening credits
Bonkers
once
is
when I was a
set.
kid, and I didn't
Bonkers
watch
is
it.
set in the Roger Rabbit world. It's about a toon cop who's partnered up with a human detective in Toontown, and it aired on the Disney Afternoon block with like gargoyles and gummy bears.
Like ABC.
Yeah,
everything,
ABC
Saturday morning.
Oh no, it was after.
Or was it weekly? Or was it
was
like a daily?
Disney Afternoon. It was a weekly, daily. Like there was a block at like 4 p.m. I think.
Gotcha.
And that was like Tailspin and Rescue Rangers, but Bonkers aired on there, and that was going to be Roger Rabbit, but they just didn't clear the rights and stuff.
Gotcha.
Who
And
who did that? What studio did Roger
Rabbit. It is like
Is that was it,
every studio combined together.
Well, no, I mean,
Well, it's
they got
Zemeckis and
permission.
Spielberg, so it would be.
'Cause it's not going to be 20th Century. Is it Warner
Par-
Brothers?
I thought it was Warner Brothers.
That's what my weird instinct.
Well, it's
is.
Disney.
No, it's not Disney. They got
I'm not talking about the production company. I'm talking about the straight up studio.
Let's see. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
And what was the shorts? I know one of them came before
One
Dick
of his-
Tracy.
no, guys.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
So-
kind of
And Honey-
things, yeah. or
Honey,
Honey,
I
I
Shrunk-
Blew Up the
I
Kid.
was right. Touchstone and Amblin made it. So Spielberg.
Okay,
distributed by Buena Vista. It was Disney.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It was
Okay,
Disney. Yeah.
All right, fine. I was
Okay,
wrong. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Okay, fine.
Jesus.
Whatever you say,
Just don't kill me, please.
Here's my favorite thing
Just
about
exactly. Don't eat my liver, bro.
you
I love how
guys.
this becomes a
He
running
was my
gag.
number 2. Don't whatever. Don't paint me as a Dahmer.
Lover.
Did you do your number one?
I don't know. Whatever
No,
you do.
yeah. What's your number 1 cartoon character?
It's Homer.
Oh, there you go.
It's like what's your favorite band? It's like me and my brother.
Fish.
We'll go, it's like we'll do our top 5 favorite bands, and it's like, but not including the Beatles, because we both know Beatles would be number 1 for
if that if that counted.
Yeah, exactly. So like Homer, it's almost like that's a punt even. Yeah.
I'm surprised no Bugs Bunny. Lovers
Yeah,
came up.
that's true. No, I love Bugs.
Me too.
But actually, Daffy too. Like those.
I was a Daffy guy more than a Bugs guy. And I liked Looney Tunes, but it was never. I mean, I watched it all. 'cause
I was
a
raised
kid,
on it.
But
Yeah, I was definitely
I
raised.
think I was
on
more
it. It was
Tiny
great.
Tunes than Looney Tunes.
Mm.
I'm a big plucky Mark. Elevator go down the hole.
down the hole.
Elevator go down
I
the
pushed the
hole.
buttons.
I pushed the button. I pushed the button now. Guys, we're wrapping up. Our last category is our top 3 things that we can see in Mack's apartment.
Yeah, I mean, let me just tear off my 3 because they're really boring. Me, my bed, and my bathtub.
Okay,
that's yeah. Because you know what? There's lots of fascinating, like curiosity cabinet things in here, and I was running low on time.
It's insightful that you like your bathtub more than your bed.
There was it was
that's where the magic happens.
In no particular order, and
magic happens in the bath.
I was going to say the magic.
That's where the magic happens.
All these places where the magic happens, including me. So you guys probably have like more fascinating things. So I was like, let me burn
I had to
mine.
go for number 3. I had to go small chairs.
There's a collection of small chairs here
that are I think
you're currently sitting in.
We're currently sitting right
chairs.
now. They're like pet chairs, but like they're like couches, but
they're
like
dog couches. Yeah.
And we use them to we have a little small table, and we play cards on them, or we use it to when we play our TJ&E, Toe Gentleman and Earl.
Oh, by the way, the reason this episode came about is because you guys have a whiteboard with your. What is it? Your top 10 favorite Toe Jam and Earl power-ups?
Gifts.
Yeah, the gifts. Yep.
The presents.
Absolutely. Actually, the thing is that we've even been talking about. We actually need to print out of them so we can have ones in our lap.
And then we also had our top least favorite enemies.
Yes, no, we've done that one.
In Toe Jam and Earl or in real life?
No, in Toe Jam and Earl.
Honestly, it is a never-ending. It's a deep well. It's a rich tapestry. This Toe Jam and Earl love.
But we'll be starting the Toe Jam and Earl
number one
cast,
is
folks.
always the same for everybody.
Yeah,
and it's those goddamn moles.
How many episodes do
fucking
you
suck.
guys think you could do of a Toe Jam and Earl centric podcast? How many hours of content could you bust out?
We could probably talk a good couple hours, like for sure.
And keep people entertained.
I mean, that's never part of this
10
podcast
minutes.
mission.
So like what, 8 hours? We can tell like all kinds of like really silly stories, like how we got Santa on level 1.
Oh, that was awesome. You know what one of my favorite ones is though? We have a very good friend Brett who used to hate Toe Jam and Earl.
He was the only one like between like Stu and I and Kieran. It was just
absolutely
Brett
used to hate it. And he would wait. The game would take us like 3 hours to complete. And this one day we completed
tapping
it.
his foot.
And he was like, waiting. He was like, oh, thank God it's done. And I think Mac hit reset.
As soon as he said that, you know what's going to happen. Reset. We're doing a second.
We ended up playing 5 times that day. So if you think about it, that's 15 straight hours of Toe Jam and Earl with one person who fucking hates Toe Jam and Earl.
But at the same time, he had nothing better to do.
He could have left at any point, right?
Exactly. That's what I mean. He had nothing better to do than to just sit there and just like stew in his own juices.
Speaking of stew, give us your number 2 and your number 1 Mac apartment items.
Okay, so number 2, I had to go with the box of hats. Mac has a cardboard box that has about 30 hats in it, and
I was wearing a tricorn cap last night with bunny ears on it for a minute.
Yeah. Got one of those pop out top hats. We got we got pink cowboy hats.
The only reason it had to be number 2 is that your head's so much smaller than mine.
So they don't always fit.
There have been a couple times where I'm like, "Quick, you throw on this mask," and he goes, "It won't fit on my head."
Fit on my head.
That's the reason I woke you up
bro.
as Jushin Thunderlegger instead of Stu.
Yeah, I know exactly. I'm petite. I am.
He's fun sized.
Don't be jealous.
Fun-size
Don't be jealous.
Fun size Mac.
And I got to go for my number 1. I've never seen this before. The True Mirror.
Yeah,
That's
I have a true
really
mirror
cool.
in the house. Yeah, kids.
And
it's
you
fun.
explain what it is.
What is it? Okay.
Oh, the truth mirror. Yeah.
And so so what it is it's when you look in a mirror, it's reversing your image. This reverses your image the way it's kind of and so like it's actually really really off-putting. Like the part in your hair is on the other side. That scar that you're
It's
used
how
to
people
looking
see
at.
you.
It's how people see you, which is like kind of like the way it's disconcerting, but like it's fascinating. It's a conversation piece, and it's kind of it's fun. It's fun. Get yourselves a true mirror, kids. Without a need, it's true.
So I'd say my third favorite thing would be the fully assembled skeleton of the Elephant Man that says "Best wishes, Mac" from MJ.
Wow, too soon, bro.
No,
I wish I had something.
yeah,
like that.
buddy.
Boy,
My third favorite is Mac when you walk.
Elephant Man is dead?
Don't you wish that on him?
Don't you wish that on him?
When you walk into Mac's apartment, there is a what I call, again because I'm a weeb, like a gotcha machine, like one of those coin-operated prize machine from like a supermarket where you turn the crank and a little plastic egg pops
Like
out.
the little capsules, and I hand fill them up.
There are so many Pokemon in there, guys.
I know.
Although my favorite was
the thumbtacks.
Somebody came over the other day. Like this little kid came over and
Did he get thumbtacks?
And he got thumbtacks.
Really? It was just a whole thing like tightly packed with thumbtacks.
There are some gag eggs in there. One of them is just a plastic egg with thumbtacks.
Yeah, but there's also like a $20 bill floating around and things like
find
that.
Like
one. This is what this is what you have to know. I'll spend like an afternoon or a full day just filling up these little capsules with just things around my house or like anything from little army men to thumbtacks to money or just the thing is that I might not remember everything I put in there. That's the best part.
There's a lot of like laser ring, LED ring things,
and they're like they're 50 cents to do it. I'll put in like 2 quarters and a little note that says "try again."
He also provides quarters. Oh yeah, one of the eggs has quarters.
The thumbtack thing made me think of that Dan Aykroyd sketch on SNL when he's like Teddy Chainsaw Bear and like Bago Glass.
The toy guy.
Like as soon as that kid got it, I was like, yeah, go play with those thumbtacks.
I know. I felt bad for her. I mean, I definitely gave her another capsule afterward because it was like her sister got like a really neat one, and so.
My second favorite thing would be something I discovered yesterday. I've been here a few times, but at one point I was just looking around and I said the words, "Hey Mac, do you have a box of like every Marvel action figure ever?" And I think Stu's response was, "Yeah, of course he does."
Yeah. I have all those 3 3/4 inch.
And
Marvel.
You got like from Scattershot to
2
Nightcrawler.
actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Are there 2 boxes full?
Yeah. No, exactly. Oh yeah. I have a separate box with all the accessories, with all the little guns, and you don't even want to know how many Captain Americas, let alone like Iron Man.
You have 3 Absorbing Man figures.
Yes, I just have 3 Absorbing Man.
I was like, are you a huge Crusher Creel fan?
Yeah, that's exactly what you said. Like, I was like, no, I'm just a completist. Shut up.
Is there any method to why there are 2 boxes? Is it like DC Comics and Marvel Comics, or is it?
I mean, I used to actually separate my mutants from and my DC and my Marvel and this and that. Like, I actually used to be a lot more organized.
And with your definition, that's a geek, not a nerd, right?
Yeah, that has nothing to do with being nerdy.
Okay, all right, cool.
All right,
go ahead.
I don't know. I'm pretty cool. Shut up. My mom says I'm cool.
Actually, you said no geeks.
Well, it's one of those things when it comes to like those toys. Is like when I was a kid, I said when I grow up, I'm actually going to do anything I want. And and then I saw those those 3 3/4 inches, and I was just like, you know what, my younger self would have loved these, would have wanted to own every single one of them, and my lifestyle affords me the opportunity to do exactly that. And that younger version of me would love that.
That's how you wind up with 3 Absorbing Mans, guys.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the story of the 3 Absorbing Men.
And then my favorite, there's a lot of artwork in this place, and maybe if Mac is kind enough, we'll post a picture on this on the at Bunny Ears pod account on Twitter. But there's a what looks to be a wall outlet with just a fork sticking out of it, and it's a canvas. And the amount of people who I've seen almost plug their phones in there and touch it. It's the touching it thing. It's like
everyone reaches for it. It's amazing.
Knowing that it's going to shut. Well, and it brings me back when I was in first grade.
I want to connect a 9-volt to it.
Oh,
so when
great.
People actually, so it's just a mild,
yeah,
it actually will get you.
It's just really smart. So that actually inspired me. In my house, I have
stuck a fork into
no,
an
outlet. I have another outlet thing.
This is a fever dream.
In my weed room, which you've yet to see, Stu. I have a blacklight room in my house, of course, which is just like it looks like Batman Forever threw up in a room.
Nice.
It's just all chalkboard walls.
The weird thing is, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's all just blacklit graffiti. And
by the way, this man's available, ladies.
You know what, guys?
Shockingly.
You know what? I forgot where I was even going now. You threw me off.
For in the outlet, paperclip.
Oh, I have fake outlets in my weed room. So next to every outlet, I have dummy outlets just in the wall.
That's really fun.
And I also have fake light switches in that room.
Is that just to screw with stoners?
It's just to disorient.
That's what I mean.
The whole point of the room is to disorient you. So half the outlets are fake, half the light switches are fake. All the closet is labeled. This is not a closet. The wall, at the top of the wall, it says down, and at the bottom it says up, and shit like that.
That reminds me, that's like the back of a police car that they have handles.
Oh, wait, what do you mean?
They have handles, but
they have handles, but they don't work. And it's like,
oh yeah, that's true.
I'm like, why even put the handles there? And the cop was like, to fuck with people.
Police have, and we're gonna wrap up.
It comes from the factory kind of thing.
Have you guys noticed that horse cops have sabers? Some of them have swords.
Yeah.
Next time you see a horse cop, look.
You never know what's going to happen out
They
there.
have wooden scabbards. Guys, I want to see a horse.
Zombie apocalypse
I want to
is
see a cop
coming
on a
now.
horse fight someone with a sword.
Yeah. No, dude, it's called a saber.
Only in New York, am I right?
Yeah.
And I think that's basically where we're at on this one, right?
I love it. We're like, okay, we're done. Yeah.
It's been fun, Stu. You don't want anyone knowing where to find you ever on the
No,
internet.
please.
Stuart P. Miller, Columbus, Ohio.
You can find me on the internet at CamelToad on Twitter and Instagram. And if you want to interact with the show, hit us up, Bunny Ears Pod on Gmail, and also on the Twitter machine where Mac likes to jump every once in a while and interact with the
Or
folk.
people jump for him.
Yes, exactly. No, but I'll do the tweet machine.
He'll get it.
I'll live tweet the Oscars.
Yeah,
I'm sure. You know?
It's that new character limit. He wouldn't. He has too much for 140 guys. He was just
Honestly,
waiting.
it's true. Actually,
Didn't they jack it up? Isn't it like
Yeah,
250
now it's like
now?
280.
Yeah, they
Have a fucking party,
So
bro.
much
I
to
know,
say.
right? Like,
I'm
just-
writing the Great American Novel
Yeah,
on
I
my
know,
Twitter feed right now.
It's war and peace time, bro.
Also, check us out on Instagram at Bunny Ears Podcast. Go to bunnyears.com. We're on YouTube. Search Bunny Ears. And we're on Facebook, facebook.com/Bunny Ears Pod. And that's it. We'll see you guys next week. And
Don't forget to try not to suck too much dick, and if you do, send some pics. And
that dick.
Yeah, suck my dick. Yep.
Find me, gag me, take me to the bunny ranch.
Mac, another successful episode of Bunny Ears.
Yeah, I was just thinking that we are the best.
We're the best. And you know who else is the best?
Who?
The people that are currently cradling my junk in gorgeous silver underwear, and that's Mack Weldon.
Oh, are those Mack Weldons that I can see right now on you?
Yeah. Do you know about their line of silver underwear that are naturally antimicrobial?
No, but now I do. Now you had me at microbial.
They eliminate odor, which I need, because let's face it, guys. I'm an active dude. I'm a cliffhanger.
He is.
I'm
He's
out there.
He's very vinegary.
And to get rid of that vinegar scent, thank you, Mac. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
My
you're
DMs are open, ladies. Go to MackWeldon.com and get 20% off your purchase using the promo code BUNNY. That's BUNNY. Get rid of that vinegar scent.
Get your long arms taken care of.
Get your long arms taken care of. Are you afraid of werewolves? Wear silver underwear.
Nailed it. Yeah.
You're welcome,
So
Mack
is that
Weldon.
why it's silver? Yeah, thanks, Mack Weldon, for this silver underwear.
So again, go to MackWeldon.com, get 20% off your purchase, use the promo code BUNNY, do it. Fucking
Yeah.
werewolves.
Yeah, fuck you, werewolves. Woo! Microphone drop.